font. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Barb, what are you doing? Why does the video say, should we post unpopular content? When last week you said that we would be talking about shadow. Well, isn't that just a funny thing to talk about? Because let me tell you my woes. Here's what happened. I have been planning this series about, wellness and explaining books in a way that makes them relevant, in a direct kind of way. As an example, what I did last week was to talk about this book, which is Marieke Lucas Reinfeld's Discomfort of Evening. It's an uncomfortable book, right? And in it, I talked about the toxic shame component, right? So I was very proud. I'd worked quite hard. I understood the material quite well. And the feedback from the viewers was good. Didn't get any thumbs down, and the feedback was solid. Except that a whole lot of people unsubscribed. It was not liked. I mean, people unsubscribed. So I was going to do this whole series about something that I really believed in, right? Really felt that, people needed to understand this thing, right? But I'm asking you what I should have done. Should I have continued with the series, even though people unsubscribed? Or should I have jettisoned it, right? That's the question I'm asking you, Isabella. I did a video about something that I believed in, that I felt was important. People did not like it. And they responded by unsubscribing. Quite noticeably, right? Should I have stood by my guns and continued the series about, issues like shame and shadow and resistance and all of this kind of stuff to do with wellness, mental wellness? Or should I have caved and cancelled the series because viewers didn't like it?
Well, it depends. Are you making this for you, or are you making this for them?
That is a good question, because I don't know, if I'm being completely honest. I'll tell you what I did. This was my response. I jettisoned it. I culled it. I got rid of it. I got rid of the video. I got so concerned that people were unsubscribing, I thought, oh no. Firstly, people are uncomfortable with it, so I don't want that. But the selfish reason, not the selfish reason, but the self-serving reason was that I didn't want to lose subscribers. And Isabella, I ask you, did I do the right thing? Because is that honourable? Like, there are people, so many people that stand up for the things that they believe in and go through all this, the difficulty of doing it. Right back from women's suffrage and so forth, right? And here's me going, and I like 300 subscribers. I'm a tiny little tadpole in a big old sea of, YouTube. And I go, I'm going to lose my subscribers. My queendom. What do you think, Isabella?
You know, I don't know.
I know, right? It's not a yes or no question. Yeah. I'm just fishing around for an opinion right now. Okay, so the question is this. Do we post what we think is important, or do we post what we think people want to watch? It's as simple as that. And I caved, and I'm doing stuff that people want to watch. Now, Isabella, you said something quite interesting when we were discussing this last. You said that I was not responding to people's expectations, because my newbie video, I had a wig and a clown nose, and I'm quite, I would say that I'm more on the light-hearted side of things usually. It's just that I wanted to do this video, this series of videos, and then, do my time pay forward, you know what I mean, and then I'd get on with my usual buffoonery. So, what do you think?
You did say, while we were making the video, that you weren't sure how people were going to react to it because it is a sensitive topic.
True.
So
You've reminded me now.
Expecting it.
I thought I would be
did it?
stronger.
Yeah.
I thought that I would have bigger balls. I don't. I've got these tiny little, teeny little, weeny, tiny, microscopic pellets of balls. And I thought I was loaded. No, I lost. By the time I'd lost like 6 subscribers or something. I mean, like not a huge amount, but you know, in the scale of things, I was horrified. I take it all back. See, the thing is, when you talk about topics like shame, it brings up resistance and it brings up really hard. And I was talking about Russell Brand. He did an upload on grief and during COVID, right? And he brought on a really well-known grief counsellor. And I watched this video quite early on when there aren't so many likes and dislikes yet. But I was really surprised at how many dislikes that thing got. And I was getting that, except I didn't get the thumbs down. I just got people going like, screw this, I'm going home, right? So you're right, it is a tricky subject. But still, and I knew that going into it. I've worked this sort of stuff for a long time. And yet I did not follow through. Now, here's a really good question. To what extent, as booktubers, do we fall in line with the expectations of our viewers? Isabella, what do you think about that?
Can you elaborate on the question? Can I get it in a sentence, please?
Okay. So, we think that we, as booktubers we come through, we're going to do this. Some people just review books, right? But sometimes even the mildest booktuber will not like a book that everybody loves, or perhaps it's a book that they feel that they should like for whatever reason. Maybe it's doing something important with culture, maybe it's doing something important with women's topics, maybe it's saying something important, right? And you go, oh, well, I hated this book, but should I go forward and tell people that? Or, so for instance, tricky topics that you just know that people are not going to, that's going to be a really tricky topic. Okay, so famous example, classic example, Jordan Peterson, who went whooshka with his right-wing views about gender pronouns, right? Boy, oh boy, he went from being wonder guy to being reviled. I feel that I just went blah, blah, blah and did not explain the question any better. Okay, you've got something you want to say. Would you say it even though people wouldn't like it? Would you stick to your guns? Or do you think that you're influenced to say things that people want to hear?
Like, I think you need to find a balance of being true to who you are and your beliefs and your values, but respecting that other people have their own values as well.
Oh, yeah, so there's 2 things around that. One is I agree that you need to find your authenticity, because people can smell it right away. You'd know if I was like blah, 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 and I didn't buy into what I was saying. And the other thing is that it's YouTube. It's a platform where you're going big, you're going wide. And I don't think it's a place where, I would feel uncomfortable in making people feel upset. That's my standpoint. Obviously, there are people who are quite sensitive on issues, and I'm going to tread on toes sometimes. But that would be something that I did accidentally. It wouldn't be something that I did with ill intent, if you know what I mean. I think people that BookTube doesn't even have it so much, but other channels, man, makeup channels, Rawr, what's going on there?
I think actually now a lot of the time people watch makeup channels and beauty channels for the drama as well. That is part of the appeal of it now. That's and those people will go to the big beauty YouTubers.
Because of the fear of disappointing and being rejected by our viewers and the desire to please our viewers, because that's right there as well. Like, you know, everybody wants the like, everybody wants to make people happy, presumably. You know, approbation, all that kind of thing. How do we even know that we're expressing our own authentic views? Because a lot of this happens on the down low, don't you think? Isabella, we're classic people pleasers.
Yes.
We do not like to confront. I don't want to go there. Well, I'm naturally like that. But then, you know, so for instance, what if I really felt strongly about something? I don't know. In front of the camera, my opinions, do they change? I think that they probably do. I don't know. Well, I certainly did a 180.
Can you let the cat in?
Got no respect.
No respect.
Ginger cat has no respect. Well, anyway, I certainly did a 180. Is it 180 or 360 or what? What mathematical apply the
360? You'd be right back where you started.
So is that 180?
180 is what you're looking for. Yes.
180. And I flipped and I jettisoned material that I thought was important and needed to be expressed. So I guess I answered my own question. Move it along, Barb. You know what I'd really like to know is the opinions of the viewers, you viewers out there. I'd really like to know if you've confronted this in any way. I seem to recall Brian Bookish discussing the number of dislikes he got, and for him, it really felt like it was water off a duck's back. But is there anyone there that, you know, you've held back and in order to avoid being disliked or rejected? Or are there any instances where you've gone through what I have and that you posted something and people just hated it and you just felt so bad, it's like, I don't care anymore, I'm just going to pull the thing. I'm really interested to know if, you know, if you've had those experiences. And I'm also interested to see what you think. Should I have kept the material and kept going with the series? I'm telling you, I properly planned it out for a long time, and I had preempted it with a whole lot of videos about, you know, talking about feelings and talking about uncomfortable feelings of newbies, for instance, all of that stuff. And within, you know, 6 to 10 subscribers going, I caved. It sounds terrible when I say it like that, Isabel. Anyway. Just being honest. So that's that. I'd be very interested to see if anyone's got any feedback about that. Okay, as we're filming, we actually do have crossed that Rubicon of the 300 subscribers. I'm not sure what will happen when we get to posting this video though. But let's celebrate the 300 anyway, because why not? I'll tell you what happened the moment we crossed the 300 mark. We get spam mail, Isabella. We got our first spam mail. Yes, it's amazing. They promised to increase our viewers if we pay them money. So, you know, you pay them $50, they say. Oh, you get all of these subscribers, like 100 or something. You pay per whatever. See, Isabella, if we don't see us next week, we've paid someone to buy us subscribers. We're going to be, I don't know, having cocktails or something. Aren't we, Isabella? Yeah, okay. Oh, now, next bookish news is that we will be posting a video, a tagged video, next Sunday, which I created. So we haven't done a lot of tag videos because we only post once a week. It's very hard if you only post once a week. We are going to try and post twice a week. But don't hate on me if we can't, because it all depends on if we can manage it with our time. But anyway, for sure, we're going to have one on Sunday. I just wanted to thank you all for sticking with me because you know what, we've only done about 20 odd videos because we only post once a week. So I'm still feeling my way through it and finding a comfortable content. But it seems to me that, you know, our bookish chats are pretty fun. I'd like to do some book reviews if I can. I like to do shout outs as well, probably do structure or something like that. That'll be Wednesdays, and we'll do tags on Sunday. How do you feel about that, Isabella?
Yes.
Yes! She's quietly famous. Isabella.
I'm not quietly famous.
You are quietly famous. Honestly, she is.
Nah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I forgot to mention that Isabella is my daughter, and she does the filming, and she's never on camera. She is always behind the camera. So hopefully join us next Sunday for the tag video. Thank you so much. Goodbye for now.
Bye.